G'day guys, MF West here, and today we have a video discussion about legendary powers. Now I'm pretty much going to explain to you guys what legendaries I think you should be aiming for specific type of content, and what legendaries will be able to be pretty good in general across all three aspects of the game. And when I say all three aspects of the game, I'm talking about raiding, Mythic Plus, and PvP. So today is the second week of the expansion, and basically this week not too much is happening, Renown and a few other things, but we have the ability to craft legendaries. That is a pretty big deal, and a lot of people have gone, and it's quite a controversial topic, let's be honest. There are people saying don't craft, there are people saying craft, why waste the chance? Me personally, I will not be crafting a legendary until I get one of two legendaries. Now, we'll discuss that. Now, for Death Knights, I think there are three legendaries that should be on your radar. And in terms of priority, it's tough. You have to pretty much ask yourself, what kind of content are you going to prioritize? For me, Arena and Mythic raiding is primarily what I'm focusing on, which is a very tough kind of balance to try and do. So let's talk about first of all the three legendaries that I am talking about. So as you can see, I only have one Unholy DK legendary. The number one legendary for raid is Deadliest Coil by a long shot. Okay, let's read what it does. Reduces the runic power cost of a Death Coil by 10, and Death Coil reduces the increases the duration, of Dark Transformation by 1 second. That's extremely filthy. So not only are we reducing the cost of Death Coil, we're increasing the time that our pet is in Dark Transformation, which means, it means a lot of things, guys. The synergy in a complete synergy with our mastery. So our mastery is increasing our pet damage. You can see the relationship there, as well as Unholy Pact. It will increase the duration of the Unholy Pact. So you're basically extending a massive source of our damage. I don't know if you guys have seen Unholy Pact's damage in dungeons, but it's disgusting. So this being out longer is just huge. And even in a single target, it's massive. In AoE situations, even better. Okay, so for raid, that is biz. Now, where the heck does this one drop? Oh, it drops off the last boss in the raid. Great. Alright, so these, I believe, according to Blizzard, are not a 100% drop rate. There is a high likely chance that it will drop, but it's not 100%. So a lot of people are going to clear normal and heroic this coming week when heroic comes out, and it's not going to drop. We'll have to see. I'd love to know the percentage drop chance, but again, not an easy legendary to get. There are people that will not have this going into Mythic. That's just how it's going to be, and that's quite sad. Now, the second legendary that I think you should prioritize is Frenzied Monstrosity. Dark Transformation also increases the attack speed and damage of you and your monstrosity by 12%. Massive, massive, massive damage, guys. Like on beta, this is the main legendary that I was using for all types of content on beta, and it still is really strong and a really diverse legendary. You can use it in raid, you can use it in PvP. It's one of the two legendaries I will be using in PvP, Arena specifically, and Mythic Plus. It's your biz for Mythic Plus. Arguably, our Dark Transformation and our pet specifically do so much of our damage in M+, so this is just buffing that by 12%. That is massive, okay? Now, this is the problem with this amazing legendary that we can use in three types of content. It only drops off of world bosses, guys, and there are 4 world bosses. As you know, 1 world boss per week. Now, I believe it's this lovely gentleman over here on the bottom. I hope it doesn't go from top to bottom, guys. I hope Blizzard's like, let's flip that shit and go Norgash first. So I believe the world boss will activate on Heroic Week. If he is spawning, if this guy spawns next week on Heroic release, I'm going to freaking run around the house. the drop chance from the world bosses are 100%. So we will be able to go into Mythic with a very decent legendary. And I would actually, yeah, I'd probably get it because you can use this in Arena, whereas the Deadliest Coil is not as good in Arena because you do use Runic Power to Death Strike a lot of the time, not Death Coil. So, guys, it could be 4 weeks, it could be 3 weeks, it could be 2 weeks, it could be next week that we get this legendary. Really put it on your radar, save your Soul Ash to get it. But if he is on the rotation, craft the Denathrius Deadliest Coil legendary. Now, for you PvPers out there, welcome to the video. This is the legendary that I recommend you seriously need to prioritize. Death's Embrace, okay? What does it do? Increases the duration of anti-magic shell by 140%, and any damage it absorbs heals you, okay? That coupled with Spell Eater is beautiful. It is absolutely disgusting. Like, so this legendary is going to be almost mandatory into spell cleaves, and honestly, I'd run this in twos into some matchups, guys. The effectiveness of this is so strong. Goes on a wrist and a finger, and while the other two go legs and back, and Deadliest Coil goes in chest and back. Let's just think about the impact that this legendary has. So increasing your AMS duration and having it heal you. So we don't only use AMS defensively. We use it offensively in many situations to avoid CC and secure a kill window, or perhaps dodge CC for a kill or a cooldown. Being immune for 140% more of the duration is just too big. It's going to allow us to be even more aggressive in matchups. We can, especially in melee matchups, we can really push our boundaries and go further for a kill than we would normally and not be punished. Mages will be unable to poly you. It's very strong, especially into the RMP matchup. Very strong. And remember, sometimes when you go for a kill, they can put defensive CC on you. That's not going to be a thing with this legendary. You're going to be immune to magic damage and being immune to magical CC, and that is just such a big thing in Arena, guys. I cannot wait to abuse this. By the way, guys, if you do have the opportunity to craft these, make sure you're crafting it on your best in slot items. So that would be the most mass stats, so legs, chest, and this one I guess you go wrist. Unless you pick up heroic or mythic loot in that slot. Only other reason I wouldn't do it. But guys, Death's Embrace is going to be a mandatory legendary. Into melee cleaves, obviously you will not pick it, and then you'd rather take Frenzied Monstrosity into the matchup, and that's how you're going to alternate in PvP. I don't believe there is any other legendary that will compete with the effectiveness and just the impact that Death's Embrace and Frenzied Monstrosity do in Arena. So I think you should get this. And this little fella drops from the Theater of Pain. Now, Blizzard recently made it that you can actually spam dungeons, and this guy drops off the 4th boss, Kultharok. Now, in Theater of Pain, you actually can choose to go whichever wing you want, so you could leg it to Kultharok and farm that shit this week. I'm very tempted to do that. For all of you that want to get Duelist or Elite in the first week of Arena release, if you only PvP, I would recommend possibly getting this, especially if you're a threes player, because having this legendary in the first week of Arena is going to be massive. Or you can choose to wait to see if the first world boss will drop Frenzy Monstrosity. But highly recommend farming this. I might actually be doing that this weekend, just to get the recipe under wraps. So guys, there you have it. Crafting, I'm not going to discuss the crafting aspect of it. There's millions of guides on how to craft, but I just wanted to let you guys know what I thought the best legendaries are, how to get them, and what slots and whatnot to pick them. If you have any questions, please pop them down below in the comments. Are there legendaries that you think should be worth getting? I'm sure there are, but these three just stick out to me as a person who's kind of got my hands in all three jars, PvP rating and Mythic Plus. Try to keep it short and sweet, guys. Please give the video a thumbs up. It helps the channel out so much. And have an awesome day. Stand holy. And peace out, guys. See ya.